courtesy of this very special bee.
Kangaroo Island is Australia's third largest island. 4,500 square kilometres of mixed farming country and rugged coastline. But it's been through tough times, hit hard by the downturn in the wool industry in the 1980s. And many who wanted to stay on the island have had to diversify.
I was born on Kangaroo Island nearly 60 years ago. My father had a farm out the West End. We grew up next to the government apiary at Flinders Chase in the 50s. So I learnt a lot about bees during those early years of my life. We ran sheep and cattle, did a bit of cropping and had bees as a sideline all the time.
What was once a sideline project is now the bread and butter of the Davis family farm. But these are not your run-of-the-mill honeybees. They're exotic and rare.
The Ligurian bee came from northern Italy, from the province of Liguria. It was brought to Kangaroo Island because it was recognised as a quiet, gentle, industrious bee. And the climate is very similar to that on Kangaroo Island to that of northern Italy.
Peter Davis now has the largest pure Ligurian honeybee operation in the world, turning over around 100 tonnes of the sweet stuff each year. He's also one of Australia's biggest organic honey producers. All his bees feed from local organic vegetation.
We've got a unique opportunity on Kangaroo Island. We've got some of the best native vegetation in the world. We've got a pure strain of bees. We've got a name that no one else has got, like Kangaroo Island. Very great marketing opportunity. And we've got organic honey. So that is an opportunity to set yourself apart.
Ligurian honey has evolved from its cottage industry beginnings. It's now a commercial enterprise with around 30 Kangaroo Island producers, according to the island's Food Industry Development Officer.
It's certainly a large industry, growing industry. It's certainly grown about 300% over the last 6 years. Last year there was about 120 tonnes of honey exported off the island, and obviously there's also queen bees exported, a lot of knowledge which is exported off the island.
I actually sent queen bees to Denmark in 1991. In 1993, I had a request for 250 queens from Sweden. 2 years later, I sent another 250 queens to Sweden, and we've been sending queen bees to Denmark and the Netherlands regularly since.
Where's this honey off to?
This honey is being used in our shop and also in other outlets on the island. We also send honey to Adelaide in bulk for packaging, and that goes to Japan or other Australian markets.
Adelaide-based company Spring Gully Foods packs around 20 tonnes of the Davis honey every 3 months for export under its Leabrook Farms label. Managing Director Kevin Webb says the Japanese are particularly partial to the light, sweet taste of the sugar gum honey.
The quality of the honey is just magnificent, and the Japanese clientele like what they taste, like what they see. And the business is growing due to that, I would say. Plus, of course, it's unique property, but the honey is always in perfect condition.
But it's not just the Japanese who appreciate this unique honey. It's the first Australian product to be recognised by the Slow Food Movement's Arc of Taste Award.
Slow Foods set up the Arc of Taste to recognise unique products around the world that are in danger because of their uniqueness and that need protecting. So there's not much, I don't think, much more recognition that it could get, or higher recognition than being recognised as an ark of taste food through Slow Foods.
Most of Kangaroo Island has never been cleared. Eucalyptus and other flora flower throughout the year, a bonus for beekeepers wanting to promote a clean green image. The island's isolation from the mainland has also helped it maintain a genetically pure population of honeybees, free of damaging apiary diseases like American foul brood, European foul brood and chalk brood.
Because people move all around the world now, the 6 races of honeybees have mixed up in the rest of the world in a lot of places, so that you don't have the pure races. There are pure areas in Slovenia of Carniolan bees, in Russia of the Russian black bees, but like it's pretty rare. So Kangaroo Island is a very important place in terms of world beekeeping.
My name's Dave. I'd like to welcome you here to the honey farm.
Dave Clifford is one of the pioneers of the local industry. He's turned his farm into a tourist attraction.
Kangaroo Island didn't have any honeybees before 1884.
Each year, more than 150,000 tourists visit the island. More than 30% of them are from overseas. Dave Clifford says the tourist dollar plays a key role in keeping his business viable.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. A taste of honey, tasting much sweeter than wine. Do-do-do-do.
Started beekeeping back in about the early 1970s with a few just hobby hives, and then expanded it in the 1980s and got more and more hives going.
The Ligurian bee is very placid, renowned for its gentle nature, but during the colder months it's more unpredictable. We've put the suit on. Why is that?
Yeah, well, generally our bees are pretty docile, but when you're getting down towards the nest where the queen is, it tends to be a bit safer and put a veil on. Now that they've quietened down and know that I'm not taking their honey and that, they're quite happy.
Yep.
And you can just pat them and they're not stinging at all.
After being introduced in the early 1880s, Kangaroo Island remains home to the only pure strain of Ligurian bees in the world. To ensure it remains a sanctuary for the breed, no bees or bee handling equipment is allowed here. Apiary products are also restricted from entry to the island unless tested and verified to be free of disease. But many in the industry are concerned that visitors are not aware or listening to the warning signs.
I'm sure there'll be honey coming into the island all the time, but the people that don't know about it.
So how concerned are you as a producer of this risk?
It is very, very, I'm very concerned about it because of if our bees got this infection, and that would make it very difficult to keep these bees alive.
What else needs to be done to ensure that this pure strain remains on the island?
I suppose this is all part of helping the process, educating the public, signage. There's actually a project officer on the island now who's working purely on biosecurity, and that covers, seed potatoes, honey products, as well as keeping a fox-free and rabbit-free status on the island. That education process is being boosted through local tourism campaigns.
Back at Peter Davis's farm, he's just employed a couple of young people through a TAFE traineeship program. It's all part of ensuring the industry and the Ligurian bee has a future.
If they can get into it and find a real excitement in the industry like many of us have, then it'll be really great for the future, because we need people to take this heritage on to the next generation and the generation after.
Because it's such an old product that people have been eating it for years, so you tie that in with the Australian green feel of our beautiful clean honeys that we produce here in Australia, and then the uniqueness of this particular one being a Ligurian strain, and the only Ligurian strain in the world, it makes it easier for our honeys to be sold on the world scene.
We've got a very defined geographic area. An island always gives an aura of mystique, and yeah, it's a great opportunity.